done a live in probably a couple of weeks. Thought I would jump on today. I had some thoughts. Last night, I was watching a few videos online here on YouTube, where I should be watching my videos, and I heard a lot of experts talking about why the fears of AI are finally dying down. And I'm glad, because early on, when everyone was losing it, especially people in the entertainment business, I'm an actor, I'm an editor, a director, and a lot of friends and family members in the business were absolutely losing it. And I tried to reason with them, but there was no reasoning because they were caught up believing all the hype. And the hype was powerful. The hype was scary. The hype was, you're going to lose your career that you've been working on for 30 years. It's going to all be taken away by some tech bro up in San Francisco that has no care about your skill, no care about the training, no care about the years of work that you put in to build and to crawl and to scrape to where you're at. They thought of an idea. They had somebody else do the programming. They had somebody else put up the money, millions and millions of dollars, and it was a success. A lot of them fail, but a lot of them succeed. A lot of them get funded. And their ideas are ideas that are disruptive. That's their thing. Break things and move fast. And they don't care whether you're afraid that your lifelong career is going to be gone. You're suddenly not going to be able to work. You can't, you're 50, 60 years old. You can't retrain. Come on, be serious. Be serious. I know that myself. I had to pivot in my career as an editor. I worked for years and years as an editor. I'm an actor, director, and editor, and worked for years and years building up my client list. I edited a lot of nonprofits, businesses, government, all kind of, not the sexy editing for feature films and television, but editing that still needs to be done nonetheless. And clients that have work and they want to produce commercials. They want to produce instructional and training films. But anyway, that business started drifting away. And it was because of technology. It was easy to do what I had built my career on doing. And anyone with a high quality smartphone, I'm shooting this right now on an Android phone. I'm not even shooting this on a iPhone, which is, one of the highest quality video phones out there right now. I'm not even shooting on that. But iPhones blow the quality that you're seeing right now with this away. And this quality is something I couldn't get 20 years ago, 30 years ago, So anyway, but the fear of AI was unreasonable. And I knew it right from the beginning. I'm not some kind of, soothsayer or a psychic or anything like that. It just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. And they wanted to get that fear out there so they could continue to raise money. I'm back here with my iPad. I'm finally back in the cult of Mac, happy to be back. For years, I was a Mac editor. And once a lot of the software started disappearing for the Mac and kind of got priced out of the Mac, and the software, Final Cut Pro, disappeared and became more of something they wanted to distribute to the masses. So I left Mac, but now I'm back. Got my iPad Pro about 6 months ago, and I'm loving it. I'm glad to be back. But anyway, the reason I brought up the iPad was because I have my talking points right here. And I want to make sure I hit these talking points. So the first one about why the AI fears have suddenly started to disappear. You're starting to see videos where people who are in the business, who wrote some of the programs, who raised the money, investors who put up the money are starting to realize, hey, something's not right. Something's not working the way it's supposed to. We don't see jobs disappearing. We don't see bread lines. We don't see people rioting in the streets because AI took their jobs away. Here's the first one. Familiarity lowers fears. The more people actually use AI in everyday life, the less scary it feels. Once something becomes normal, it stops feeling like a threat. Once people started realizing, hey, yeah, this AI is good, but it's not as good as they said it was. Um, it makes mistakes. It makes up stuff. It won't let you research certain things you want to research. It's not bulletproof. It's not godlike. It's not all-knowing. It is a tool. That's what I said from the very beginning. That's what I said from the very beginning. And people are finally starting to realize that, yes, AI is not our overlord. AI, artificial intelligence, is a tool, just like our computer is a tool. Just like when people, I don't want to jump ahead of my list, but I want to just say it is a tool. Once people became familiar with it, they started to relax a little bit. A lot of the actors and actresses that were out in the street with their picket signs, no AI, stop AI. They had no idea. Many of them probably couldn't even use their email correctly. And I'm an actor myself. So and they're out in the street screaming with fear about AI. They don't even know what AI is. They just know someone above them told them, take these signs and go out there because this is going to take your jobs away. Okay, people see real benefits. AI is helping people save time, organize ideas, and work faster. When people see how it helps them, the fear starts to fade. A lot of people are using AI. Some of the people who are out there are fearful, picketing, trying to figure out how we're going to stop this, how we're going to change this. We can't just let this happen to us. They're starting to see that, hey, AI is not the big boogeyman. No, it's not. And you see how the companies are desperate. They're really getting on us. They're trying to put AI on everything. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. And they're also making AI go down because they're trying to force feed it down our throat. I use it. If you go to my channel, you'll see a lot of content I created with AI because it's interesting. It's a way to get ideas out there really fast. It's not ready for, as they say, ready for prime time, where I can make a short film or a television pilot. And I've tried it. I've made stuff here for YouTube and a lot of errors in each episode. And they're errors that come from artificial intelligence. It's not ready to do top quality professional work. Sometimes you have to just take what it gives you. It's not going to give you exactly what you want. You've seen those, there were some commercials, a lot of commercials on the Super Bowl. And I know for sure that a lot of those commercials used takes and content of things that they might wanted to change, but weren't able to get it. They had to get something close to what they wanted. Yeah, that's good. Okay, great. So it's not ready. It's not ready. Let me go back to the list. The conversation is shifting. AI feels more like a tool than a replacement. The conversation is shifting. Instead of AI will take my job, AI can help me do my job different and better and faster. But that's a big different conversation. You're starting to realize, hey, for instance, let's say a mechanic. They came up with this new drill, and this drill will hold the nut when I take it off, and it won't allow me to strip a nut. Many years ago, when I used to work on cars, I would strip nuts on the engine, tighten it too tight. And then that's why when I decided, you know what I need a torque wrench to tell me how tight to tighten it. And the torque wrench was a tool. It did the same thing as the wrench, but it had a guide on there, a scale that would show me how much torque to put on the nut. And if I went over that, I would crack the nut or I would crack the bolt. So it was a tool. AI is the same thing. It's going to help you do what you're doing better. If you create something in AI, you create a letter, an email, some type of document, you get it to bounce ideas back and forth with you. You as a human have to make the final decision. You make the final decision, not AI. Not AI. Because AI can screw up. So many times AI has given me wrong feedback, wrong information. I'll put my resume in there to polish it up and adds things to my resume that I didn't do. It screws up. It is a tool. It's not your boss or your overlord. Okay, let's go to the next one. There are real talks about rules. Governments and companies are finally sitting down and they're starting to talk, which is good. They're starting to talk early about, okay, if some of these fears are real, if some of these fears do someday become real, how can we talk now and make some guardrails, make some rules that we all agree to play by? So that's good. That's something good, because AI is here to stay. And yes, AI will get more advanced. It will be able to do more things, but it's not coming in a tidal wave like everyone was fearful for. You know, at the very beginning of this hysteria, you know, we had actors and actresses and voiceover and artists and everyone out there fearful that no one would want their work anymore. Photographers, you know, musicians, editors, filmmakers, everybody shaking in their boots. Everything's going to be made with AI. That's crap. That's bull. That's crap. Bull crap. You look at some of the content that AI makes, and even, you know, I'm working with some of the best AI programs out right now. There's a big competition going between Google and Sora 2. Those are the two most realistic AI video generators, in my opinion. And they both make mistakes. They both have limitations. They both are tools. And OpenAI, that owns Sora 2, is struggling financially. They're starting to put ads in there. First, there was no ads. First, it was a nonprofit. First, there were no ads in there. We're not going to ever put ads in there, blah, 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 blah. Hype, 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 blah, blah, blah. They thought we all were going to be on the, you know, train of AI, but they're not making money. The big guys in AI, in Silicon Valley, their companies were funded by investors. And investors are starting to realize, hey, this is a big money pit. This is not working like you guys said it was. By now, companies should be all AI. That's what you told us. You told us that AI was going to replace all these workers, and we weren't going to have to worry about pensions and healthcare and all that kind of stuff that goes along with hiring an employee and rules and regulations, and that AI could work 24 hours around the clock. All we need to do is give it electricity. Hype, 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 crap. But they said it because they wanted the money from the investors. That's why they said it. They wanted the investors' money. They needed the investors' money, and they got the investors' money. They got everybody worked up, everybody afraid. Everyone was thinking that this was going to be Terminator, and we needed Arnold Schwarzenegger to come and save us. Crap, crap, crap. And I said it from the beginning. Go back and look at some of my early videos. People were saying, oh, he's a denier. He's a shill for big tech. I'm just a guy trying to make a living, working in the entertainment business. But I can see crap when I can smell it. What's that saying they used to say? I can't describe it, but I know it when I see it. I know crap when I see it. What was that big hype years and years ago when they were about to introduce the Segway? It was going to change the world. It was going to, they kept it a secret. They wouldn't tell us what it was, but it was going to be a new invention that was going to change the world. Hype, crap, hype. People do that to sell their product, to raise money. Look at the woman I like up there in jail right now, Elizabeth Holmes. Master at hype, master. Got all those men to give her money and investors to give money. Come on. If you look back at what she was saying, it was stupid. It was stupid. And they were stupid. She was a pretty, attractive woman, and they wanted to believe her. They wanted to believe her. That's how she suckered them out of their money. But people are always going to fall for the con man. That old saying I love, a fool and his money are soon parted. It won't be long now, fool. But I told you, AI is a tool. It's useful. It's going to be something we're going to use. I'm all in. I use it every day. I've started back using it again. I took a little break, but I went back and I'm continuing to create content. I'm kind of still on hiatus from my content I was creating with AI as far as the series goes. I've been running into a lot of roadblocks, so I decided to take a little step back from the series content because there's so much that I want to do when I tell a story, when I direct actors, when I work on sets, when I create content, when I create a story that I can't do with AI. And a lot of a lot of new pseudo filmmakers here on the internet don't know what it's like to direct a real film. They don't know what it's like to work with real actors. They don't know what they're missing. So they think AI is, oh yeah, this is great. I'm going to make a feature film and I'm going to, break into Hollywood. Probably somebody will. Probably somebody will, because Hollywood is so fickle. They want something new. And if somebody can make something that looks good enough, they may be able to get a deal to make a real project. But I tell you one thing, if they get a real deal, it's not going to be the generic off-the-shelf AI they're working with. They'll probably get behind the scenes with some fancy company that can provide services that we don't have access to as the normal layman who's using AI. But anyway, let me get back to my list. See, that's why I have my iPad right here, because I'll go off on a tangent. I love going off on tangents. And when I go off on a tangent, I keep talking and talking and talking, and I forget to talk about my list. So let's see. Creators are learning to work with it. People who create video, people who create content are learning to use AI. They're not being afraid. They're not getting scared. They're saying, okay, you know what? Let me take a look at it for myself. Let me don't just look at what my friend told me that I need to go out on a picket line and picket AI because AI is going to take our jobs away. Let me look at this and see if it's useful. Let me look at this and see if it's something that can help me do what I want to do and create images that I want to create, but just help me create them a little bit better. Just like when Photoshop first came out. People weren't picketing Photoshop, but Photoshop could do a lot of stuff that was very hard to do, stuff that we couldn't do. Rotoscoping, it could do a lot of creative elements to photos that we couldn't do. Same thing with nonlinear editing when that came out. I remember I used to edit with 2 decks and an edit controller in between. And even before that, I edited 16mm and Super 8 film with a knife, with a razor blade and tape. So I didn't get afraid when nonlinear editing finally came around and start picketing nonlinear editing, because it's taken away the job of an editor who cuts with tape and a razor blade. AI is another tool. That's what I told you from the very beginning. It's a tool. It's something that's going to make your work easier. We're going to need humans to create what we create. And we're going to use the tools that other humans create to make what we create better. Don't fear it. Don't fear it. Don't fear it. Another topic here. Companies are finally explaining more about artificial intelligence. A lot of the companies that create the artificial intelligence are getting afraid now because they're realizing they're not making money. So we need to start explaining what this is and how this works so that hopefully we can attract more investors or keep the investors we have. OpenAI just lost some big funding because the investors are realizing, oh, this might not turn out the way you guys said it was going to turn out or the way we hoped it would turn out. So let's take those billions back. Oh, that deal wasn't finalized yet. That's what the investor. No, that deal wasn't finalized. We didn't come up with a final arrangement yet. So let's just pull things back a little bit. So if OpenAI is trying to put ads in their AI program. I'm one of the paid members. I haven't seen any ads. They said the paid membership, for now, the paid membership won't get ads. But that's what they said about a lot of the online streaming services. And now we're paying, and we're also getting commercials. And they're creating new tiers that are higher. It's a bunch of crap. Okay. People, the average person now is seeing the limits of artificial intelligence. They're finally stopped being afraid, and they are finally realizing, hey, this can't do everything they said it could do. This is not going to take my job away because it can only do, excuse me, what you ask it to do. It can't reason and think of options. Now, to some degree it can, but it can't act by itself. It can't. Okay, here's a little quick aside story. I had a video, a short little trailer, and I wanted AI to watch the trailer and give me some ideas on how to cut it tighter. And I was saying, okay, can AI do this? Can AI help me make a better trailer? So it said, of course, upload the video. So I uploaded the video. And AI responded with a description of a trailer that wasn't the one I uploaded. So at first I judged myself. I said, okay, I must have did something wrong. So I uploaded the trailer again. And OpenAI said, here, try this, try that. And it wasn't the trailer. It wasn't talking about the trailer I uploaded. Again, it was making up shit. And I couldn't believe it. Finally, I said, wait a minute. Are you watching the trailer? Are you looking at the trailer that I'm uploading as an attached file to my prompt? And then it said, okay, to make things, it said, I'm paraphrasing, but it said, okay, to make this clearer, I don't actually view videos like you do. I listen to the video if there are words, and I listen to the music, and I listen to the pacing. I can't actually see the video images. That could have told me that from the beginning. I wasted like an hour uploading trailers, writing prompts, and then it finally admitted that it couldn't do what I wanted to do. All that time it was lying to me, saying that it was going to do it, but it was trying to guess. It was trying to guess what was going on in the video, and it finally admitted it can't actually, there's no way to actually see the video yet. That's something else that it can't do. It can't see the video and interpret what it's seeing in the video and make choices about, you know, how long the clip should be, how long short this clip should be, what things I should rearrange. But it was lying to me. Let me get back to my list. And we've been through this before. Whenever there's a big technology shift, people get afraid. People start complaining. People start whining. People start shaking. People start saying they're going to go broke. They won't be able to feed their family. What is that Bush said? You won't be able to put food on your family. People get afraid about everything. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous sometimes how fearful mankind can be and how easily they can be led astray, how easily they can be led into fear and panic. It's sad sometimes, but I'm not going to get off on that because those are things that I don't talk about on this channel. Human skill is still going to be the master. We as humans, and there might be a day where we're the slaves to some type of artificial intelligence that's developed, and it realizes that we're the problem and we need to be controlled. I'm not saying that won't happen. I think that will happen, but it won't happen in my lifetime. It won't happen in my grandson's lifetime. It won't happen in his grandson's lifetime. Now, you won't be around. I won't be around to say whether I was wrong or right, but I'm probably right. I'm probably right. It's not going to happen anytime soon. No time soon, nothing that we have to worry about. And by the time it does happen, I think humans will be smart enough to figure out some kind of way to either control it or get the hell out of here. If it takes over the planet, maybe some of us can get out. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And let's see, what do I have here finally? And the final one, people can choose how to use it. Now, you can use it in your business. You're probably going to get supervisors and managers telling you, you know, if you're in, I'm talking about a regular office environment, how much they want you to use it, how little they want you to use it. I've even heard of some professors in colleges, in high schools, teachers telling students how much they can use it to show when they used it. Also getting students to show their work so they're not cheating with artificial intelligence. And I remember the days, I'm old enough to remember when calculators became popular. And we had to show our work in math class so that the teacher knew we weren't relying totally on just the calculator, so that they could know we knew how to do long division. We knew how to do subtraction, addition. You know, if you were in calculus classes, I wasn't in there. But if you were in those high advanced math classes, they wanted to know that you knew the concepts underneath. And that's something that I always talk about as far as being an editor. Whenever I train someone or whenever I work with someone and they want to know how to become a better editor, I tell them to learn about the concepts behind editing. Why do you stay on a cut so long? Why do you stay on a cut so short? How do you control what the viewer is looking at? You need to learn the basics. And that same thing is going to be with artificial intelligence. We choose how to use it, how it will help us. how this will benefit us. We as humans make those choices. Artificial intelligence doesn't make those choices. Not yet. Not yet. Now, potentially, maybe what do people say? Some of the people say 10 years. Some of the people say 15. When general artificial intelligence is supposed to come along where it can think for itself, where it can make some of the decisions that we make. But I don't foresee it. We don't even understand the human brain right now. The top scientists, the top doctors, the top mathematicians, we don't understand exactly how the human brain works. So how are some tech bros in San Francisco going to create a machine that can do more than we can do? Now, the machine can hold more knowledge because it has access to everything that we've put on the internet. No human can do that. But the creativity, the judgment, what does it say here? Let me look at some of this. I want to make sure I hit all these points because some of these are really important. Creativity, judgment, empathy, leadership, our human strength. AI has not replaced that. And it probably never will because it's not human. Now, some people say that humans are flawed. Yes, we are flawed. And some of those decisions we make are horrible, terrible. And who knows, once AI has the ability to do everything, it's going to do the same thing we do. It's going to make some bad decisions. It's going to make some bad choices. It's going to make some cold-hearted choices because it's a machine. It doesn't care about you. Just like some humans don't care about you. That's why they can take a gun and shoot you down for no reason. Or do horrible things that you see in the news for no reason. But I'm going to end on a happy note. Don't fear it. You are in control. You are in the driver's seat for artificial intelligence. You tell it what to do. Try it out. Don't sit at home in fear. Try it in your job, any job. I'm reaching out to everyone with this video. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make my appeal about AI for everyone because it's going to affect every job. It's a tool, just like a car, just like a bus, just like a train, just like a big rig. It's a tool that we humans use to make our lives easier. And I'm going to end on that note, and I'm going to try to do at least a couple of lives every week. I didn't bring any water, I fall short, but I'll see you in the next one.